Let's begin. Let your eyes close down. Find a nice, comfortable seated position on your mat. And begin to bring your awareness to your breath. Notice as the breath flows in and as the breath flows out. Just enjoy a few breaths without forcing, just kind of starting the process of breathing, becoming more and more aware that you're breathing in and breathing out. Let's have one more breath like that. Now let's apply some intention to the breath. We'll shape the breath. Breathe in for 5 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then exhale for 5 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Do that again. 5 counts on the inhale. And then 5 counts on the exhale. A medium length breath. And one more time. 5 counts in. And 5 counts out. It's so wonderful to be able to breathe. Now 6 counts in. Breathing in. 3, 4. Keep it going. 5 and 6. And then 6 counts on the exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Twice more. 6 counts in. And 6 counts out. Keep the breath coming out. And one more time. 6 counts in. And 6 counts out. Now stay with the 6 count breath. Breathe in 6 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now hold the breath in 2 counts. 1, 2. And then exhale 6 counts. 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold the breath out 2 counts. Now repeat it. 6 counts in. Hold the breath in 2 counts. 6 counts out and hold the breath out 2 counts. Now hold the breath out. One more time. 6 counts in. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Hold it in 2 counts. And 6 counts on the exhale. 4, 5, 6. Hold it out 2 counts. Now just let go. Just let your natural the natural rhythm of your breath emerge. And become aware of your body breathing in and breathing out. Bring awareness to your sitting bones and notice the sitting bones as they rest on the mat. Now become aware of your hips. Notice how they feel. Let your awareness rise up the back, between the shoulder blades, and then to the outside of the shoulders, and then the neck, the top of the neck, the top of the head. Now take a deep breath in, and exhale, let it go. Do that again, a big deep breath in, and just let it all go. Let the arms reach up and overhead now. And then out to a T. Let's take a twist to the right and bring the left hand to the right knee. We're just going to pause here and take 3 breaths. Draw the navel in as you breathe in. That right hand is behind you, pressing gently into the mat. 2 more breaths. Breathe in and breathe out. And 1 more. Deep breath in and let it go. Come back to center now and then reach the arms high. Bring the palms together at heart center. Press the palms together and then reach back up. As you exhale, bring the hands behind you. Press your palms into the mat. The heels of the hands are 3 or 4 inches behind your butt. Your fingers are pointing towards the back of the room. Now pull your elbows a little bit closer together so that you pull the chest open a little bit. Now press the palms into the mat. Lift your chin high and press your chest up towards the sky. Find a nice deep back bend. Take a deep breath. Lift the chin a little higher. And as you exhale, begin to level the chin. Lean forward. Find the weight coming off of the hands. The arms reach up and overhead. And then exhale to heart center, palms pressing together. On an inhale, reach back up. Exhale the arms out to a T. And take a twist to the left this time. Right hand to left knee, left hand down behind you. We're going to find 3 breaths here, just as we did on the other side. Breathe in deeply. And then let it go. Again, deep breath in. And let it go. One more time. Deep breath in. Now pull the shoulder, that left shoulder back a little bit more, deepening the twist. Let the breath go. And then back to center. Arms reach high. Bring the palms together, interlace the fingers, and then invert the palms. Stretch the palms up towards the sky. Press down on the sitting bones. So you're consciously pressing the sitting bones into the mat. Now at the same time, lengthen and reach the palms up towards the sky. I feel that stretch in the armpits and the outside of the shoulders, also the back of the arms, like the tricep area. Reach up even more, really stretch. Now take a gentle bend to the right, and then a gentle bend to the left, and then back to center and reach up high. Now keep the hands interlaced and bring the hands to the back of the head. Reach the elbows apart, lift your chin high, nice little back bend. As you exhale, slowly bring the chin to the chest and bring your elbows together. Draw your navel in and bring the elbows down towards the mat. Feel that stretch in the low back. On an inhale, rise, the abdominal muscles engage, elbows reach apart, chin lifts high, and exhale, we'll go through it all again, bringing the elbows down, feeling that nice stretch in the low back. One more time. Inhale up, elbows apart, chin is high, and exhale and bring it all down. Now release the hands, bring the hands down to the mat, and if you can, keep your spine long as you walk the hands forward, finding a nice stretch. If this is too much for you, then come into child's pose, bringing the big toes together and the knees apart. If you sit in a cross-legged position, though, and still bow forward, lengthening the spine, feel free to do that. Now slowly walk the hands over to the left and reach with that right hand more than the left hand. That, for me, creates a big stretch on the right side of the body, all the way from that right hip through the armpit, even the elbow on that right side. Make sure your right shoulder and left shoulder are level. Now slowly walk the hands back to center and then to the other side. Now walk the left hand out just a little bit more, and that'll deepen the stretch on the left side of the body. And your upper body is close to being aligned with that right thigh. The shoulders are level, so make sure that left shoulder isn't lifting up. Shoulders are level to one another. One more big stretch. Walk that left hand out just a bit more, and then back to center. Reach the arms up and overhead, rising, and exhale the hands to heart center, palms pressing together. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale the arms to a T. We're going to drop the left hand down, reach the right hand up and over, stretching the right side body. Working on the right side body a little bit here. That left elbow can bend. Now slowly rise. The core engages as you come up, and now bring your right hand down. Reach the left hand up and over, and make sure you stay anchored in that left sitting bone. Otherwise, you're taking all that stretch out. The other thing, well, actually, let's do it. We're going to do something a little bit different here as we rise up and go over to the other side. Bring the left hand down again. Bend that left elbow a little. Reach with the right hand. Now, normally, I encourage you to keep your right elbow over the shoulder. That maximizes the stretch right down the side on that right side. What I'd like you to do now, though, is to bring the right elbow forward a little bit, but keep reaching through that right hand. And you're going to feel that stretch, most of you will, move to the mid part of the back towards the spine. The more you reach through that right hand, the deeper that mid-spine stretch becomes. And then slowly rise back up, and let's do the same thing on the other side. Right hand down, right elbow bends. Reach with the left hand to begin. Stay anchored in that left sitting bone. Now bring that left elbow forward a little bit so the left shoulder is coming down towards your mat, but keep reaching through that left hand. See if you don't feel that stretch. Move more onto the back, more from the side body to the middle of the back. Now slowly rise back up and reach the arms high. And exhale the hands to heart center. Take a deep breath. And let it go. Feels good to wring out the body. Bring the hands to the knees, the palms facing down. Sit up nice and tall. Keep your chin level, but bring your gaze over to the right. So you're creating a little bit of a twist, actually a pretty big twist in the neck, and a little bit of a stretch in the neck that way. Now see if you can look back to your right even more, but relax the shoulders at the same time, so that all we're stretching here is the neck. Now bring the head back to center and over to the left side. Look off over your left shoulder. Relax the shoulders again. Now see if you can bring the head back so your gaze is back over the left shoulder even more. And now pay attention to relaxing the shoulders if you can. So we're just twisting the neck. Now back to center. On an inhale, lift your chin as high as you can. Lift it up even a little bit more so you're really feeling that stretch in the throat. Now bring the chin down to the chest, round the spine, bend the elbows, bring the forehead down towards the mat, maybe touch the mat with your forehead if you can, and inhale and slowly rise back up. Pause for a moment as you breathe in, lengthen the spine. Now drop the right ear towards the right shoulder, and then pick your right hand up and hover the fingertips on the right hand. Sorry, that's the left hand. So pick the left hand up. Press the left hand towards the mat, but don't let the fingertips touch. So lengthen that left arm. So you're really stretching. And now maybe feel that nice stretch on the left side of the neck. I feel that actually radiating all the way into the top of my left shoulder. Now let the chin come to the chest. Bring your left hand to your left knee. Lift the chin back up so it's level. Let's bring the left ear towards the left shoulder. Just relax the right shoulder a little bit and start to feel that stretch on the right side of the neck. Then pick that right hand up off the knee. Reach the fingertips on the right hand towards the mat, just hovering the fingertips a few inches above the mat. Now reach through those fingertips and reach off with the top of the head and feel that great stretch on the right side of the neck. Again, I can feel that all the way into my shoulder and even into the arm a little bit. Now bring the right hand back to the right knee, chin to chest. Inhale, lift up, lift the chin high. Then exhale, bring it back to center. Now take a deep breath. And let it go. Do that again. Shrug the shoulders up towards the ears as you breathe in. And let it go. That's it. Roll over the knees now. Let's come to all fours. I'm going to move to the side here so you can see a side view. Now inhale to cow pose, dropping the belly, lifting the chin high, and then exhale to cat pose, bringing your chin to your chest. Remember to press your hands into the mat here and press the middle of the back up towards the sky. Do that again. Inhale to cow and exhale to cat. And again, inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. Come back to a neutral spine. Now reach your right foot back so the right leg is straight. Sorry, that's the left leg. And reach the right hand forward. I happen to be touching Jack, who I guess wants to do some yoga with us. Press back through that left heel. Reach the fingertips on the right hand forward. We're in table extension pose. And really stretch it out. Now point the toes on the left foot and stretch even more. Really lengthen. Now bring elbow towards knee and round the spine. Bring your chin to your knee and then exhale and reach out. Do that a second time. Elbow comes towards knee and reach back out. And one more time. Elbow towards knee. Maybe touch your chin to your knee and then exhale and stretch it out. And then bring the hand down and bring the left knee down. Inhale to cow pose. And big exhale to cat. Let your forehead come closer to your thighs as you really round the spine. Do that again. Inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. Let's go over to the other side now in table extension pose. Reach the left hand forward and the right foot back, pressing through the right heel. And stretch it out, even a little bit more. Really reach. Remember to spread the fingers wide on that right hand so you have a really nice platform set for you at the front of the pose, and that'll make you feel a little less wobbly. Now point through the toes of that right foot and stretch even more, really lengthen. Take a deep breath. And let it go. Now bring elbow towards knee, touching the chin to the knee if you can, and then exhale and reach back out. A second time, elbow comes towards knee, chin touches the knee and reach back out. And one more time, elbow towards knee, and exhale and stretch it out. And then bring the left hand down, bring the right knee down. Inhale to cow pose. And exhale to cat. Do that twice more. Inhale to cow pose. And exhale to cat. One more time through. Inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. Now pause. Let your spine come back to a neutral position. Lift your navel up a little bit. See how I did that with my lower back? If I lift my navel up, I take that arch out of the low back so the spine flattens out. Then press your hands into the mat so your shoulders rise up, and then broaden the shoulders a bit. Now walk your hands forward about 5 inches so that the hands come forward to the shoulders a fair amount. Now press back towards child's pose, but keep your knees where they are. We've done this flow before. Now rise towards table pose, glide the hips forward and down. Keep your knees on the mat and press your chest and your navel forward. Let your ears rise up. Do that again. Press back towards child's pose. Feel the length in the spine, and then inhale, rise, gliding through table pose to a knees down, upward facing dog. And one more time, pressing back towards child's pose, rising through table pose, gliding the hips forward and down. Now come back towards table pose, and then tuck your toes and lift your hips into downward facing dog. Stretch it out. We're going to find 3 breaths here as you press the hands into the mat. Make sure you're pressing both the fingers as well as the thumbs on both hands, and the palms for that matter, and press your heels down towards the mat. You can bend your knees a little bit if this is too intense, if you're feeling too much sensation in the back of the legs. Now glide forward to table pose and pause. Hopefully you'll see my hips in alignment with my shoulders and my heels. So we have a nice plank pose. Take a deep breath. Now keep the left foot on the mat. Pick the right foot up just a couple of inches. Point the toes on the right foot. Press back on the left heel. Press into the hands. Keep the core engaged. Bring the left foot down now. Press back through the right foot. Back right heel and point through the toes on the left foot. Press into the hands. Keep the core engaged. Now bring that left foot back down. Toes are tucked. And lift your hips high into downward facing dog again. Stretch it out. Big deep breath. And let it go. Again, a big deep breath. Glide forward to plank. Take a breath. Bring the knees to the mat. Now press back towards that child's pose. Rise to table pose. Glide the hips forward and down. Lift the ears. Press the hands into the elbows are straight. Now pause. Another breath. Your right shoulder. And then back to center and over the left shoulder. And back to center and over the right shoulder. And back to center and to the left shoulder. Come back to center now. Then tuck your toes and lift your hips into downward facing dog. Let's find 3 more breaths in downward facing dog. Breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. One more time. Big deep breath. And exhale and let it go. Now step the right foot forward so it ends up between the hands. Press back on the left heel. Then step your left foot forward so the left foot ends up between the hands as well. Now let your head drop down into a nice standing forward fold. Bend the knees a little bit here if you need to. Not being afraid to bend the knees. But as you do that, let your head move down closer to the big toes. Bring your weight into the front of the feet at the same time. Now slowly begin to rise. Keep the spine long as you rise. Reach up and overhead and reach back a little bit. Find just a little bit, just the slightest bit of a back bend. And then reach up and exhale the hands to heart center, pressing palms together. Let your eyes close down. Take a breath. And one more big, deep breath. And let it go. Reach the arms high now. Interlace the fingers. Point the index fingers. Move back so you can sort of see that. Reach up nice and high. Really stretch. Now take a bend to the right and press your hips to the left. Most of the weight's in your left foot now. On an inhale, come back to center and over to the other side. Hips pressed to the right. Reach to the left. Most of the weight is in your right foot. On an inhale, slowly rise. Reach back up. Keep the index fingers pointing and the other fingers interlaced. Bend the knees. Bring the weight into the front of the feet. Find a back bend. Reach up and back. One more breath. Slowly rise, coming out of the pose. Bring the arms out to a T. And then swan dive to a forward fold. Come to a half lift now. And then exhale, bring the hands all the way down to the mat. Step left foot back. The right foot's going to follow it. We're back to plank pose. Now bring the hands down. Walk the hands forward 4 or 5 inches so they're in front of the shoulders. Press back through the tailbone into our child's pose. Then rise through table pose. Feel the core engage as you do that. Glide the hips forward and down. And then lift the chin high. Press the heart forward. Come back to table pose. And then tuck your toes and lift your hips into a nice downward facing dog. Stretch it out. Maybe feel that stretch in the armpits. Certainly in the back of the legs as you press the heels down towards the mat. Now on an inhale, reach your right leg high and press both hands into the mat. Notice that stretch in the back of the left leg as you reach the right hand as high, or right leg rather, as high as you can. Now three-legged dog. Bend the right knee and stack the right hip over the left hip. And then as you exhale, level the hips off. Bring the right foot down. Glide forward to plank pose and pause. Take a deep breath in plank and let it go. Check in with your hips. Make sure the hips are nice and even. Take a deep breath and let it go. Bring your knees back to the mat. Press back towards our child's pose. Glide forward through table pose. Hips and down now into our knees down. Upward facing dog. Ears are rising. Elbows are straight. Now come back towards table pose. Then from there, tuck your toes and lift your hips into downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. Deep breath in. And out. And one more big deep breath. And let it go. Now keep the right foot on the mat and reach the left leg up. Try and keep that left leg straight. Press both hands into the mat. Keep your elbows straight. Lift that left leg as high as you can. Now bend the left knee. Let's find three-legged dog, opening the hips to the left. Keeping the elbows still square to the front of the mat. Make sure you're pressing that left palm into the mat as much as the right palm. Now level the hips. And step the left foot forward between the hands. And the right foot's going to follow it now into a standing forward fold. Let your head drop down in the standing forward fold. Take a deep breath. And let it go. One more big deep breath. And let it go. Bring the arms out to a T. Press into the front of the feet and rise. Arms reach up and overhead. And then exhale the hands to heart center. Press the palms together. Let your eyes close down. 2 more breaths. Actually, let's make it 3. Breathe in deeply. And out completely. And again, a big deep breath. And let it go. And one more time, a big deep breath. And let the breath go. On an inhale, reach your arms high. Now bring the hands to heart center, pressing the palms together. Keep the spine long, hinge at the hips, and fold forward, bowing all the way down. Now come to a half lift and bring your hands to the top of your shins. Press the palms into the shins. The elbows are straight, the legs are relatively straight, and the spine is straight. Take another breath. Now bring the hands down to the mat and step your left foot back. So the right foot is forward between the hands, pressing back on the left heel. Now bring the left knee to the mat, reach the arms up and overhead and stretch up high. Press that right knee forward. Now bring the hands behind you, interlace the fingers behind the back, touch your palms together if you can, and then press the knuckles towards that left heel. Lift your chin, breathe in, keep pressing into the right foot so you're nice and stable and steady in the pose. Release the hands now, level the chin, and then bring the hands down on either side of the right foot. Tuck the toes and bring your left knee off the mat and step the right foot back. We're back to plank pose. Knees come down to the mat. Now press back towards child's pose. Rise through table pose and glide the hips forward and down into our knees down upward dog. This time bring the knees off the mat into upward dog. Take a breath. Then as you exhale, tuck the toes and lift the hips into downward facing dog. Stretch it out. Lots and lots of length in the spine. Maybe start to feel a lot of sensation in the back of both legs, maybe all the way down into the calves as well as the hamstrings and the gluteal muscles. On an inhale, pick your left leg up and then step the left foot forward so it ends up between the hands. Press back on the right heel so you feel that stretch for most of you in the back of that right calf. Now bring the right knee to the mat. Let's come into our low crescent lunge on the second side, reaching the arms up and overhead. Stretch up high. Now this time bring the hands behind you. Interlace the fingers in the awkward way and press the knuckles towards that right heel. Feel the shoulder blades coming deeply together on the back. Notice my chin is pretty much level here. I'm not lifting my head up yet. Now slowly press into the left foot. Lift your chin high and find it a little bit deeper back bend. Notice where sensations arise in the body. One more breath. Release the hands now. Level the chin. Reach the arms high. Then bring the hands down on either side of the left foot. Tuck the toes and bring the right knee off the mat. Then step the right foot forward, forward fold. Let your head drop down. 3 breaths in our standing forward fold. Breathe deeply. Breathe in and out. And again, a big deep breath in and a big deep breath out. One more time. Big deep breath. And let it go. Now, keep your chin on your chest and round your spine as you rise. Draw your navel in so the back continues to round as you come up. And then let your arms float up and overhead. And then exhale the hands to heart center, pressing palms together. Leave the hands there, hinge at the hips, and fold forward. Come all the way down. Let the hands come down to the mat. Then a half lift, hands to the top of the shins. Again, spine is long and about parallel to your mat. Now bring the hands down to the mat. Bring your feet so they're about hip width apart. We're going to do a standing twist. So bend the left knee, keep the left hand on the mat, reach the right hand high. Spine is still long, your gaze is off to the right. The head's in a nice neutral position. Keep reaching your tailbone back and reaching your head forward. So you're lengthening the spine, maybe feeling a little bit of a stretch in the neck as you do that. Now slowly bring the right hand down, bend the right knee. Make sure that right hand is forward a little bit of where you might otherwise put it so that you're not rounding the spine, but kind of reaching out a little bit with that right hand. Reach up with the left hand even a little bit more. And release the left hand. Bring it down. Now bring the arms out to a T and slowly rise, pressing into the front of the feet as you come up. Reach up high and exhale the hands to heart center. Inhale, reach back up. Now keep the biceps on either side of the ears. We're going to engage the core deeply here as we hinge at the hips. Keep reaching fingertips forward, pressing the tailbone back. Come down halfway, pause. Now press into the front of the feet and rise. Deep engagement in the core, particularly the abdominal muscles as you come up. Let's do it a second time. Reach forward through the fingertips. Spine is long. Press into the front of the feet. I feel that in the back of my legs as well, rising all the way back up. One more time. Halfway down. And now press into the front of the feet and rise. Reach all the way up. And exhale the hands to heart center. Now inhale, reach the arms back up. And then let's step the right foot forward about a 3/4 step. And then spin the left heel to the mat. Remember, this is the pose. This is warrior one. This is the pose where we need to square the hips to the front of the mat. Let me move around here so that I'm facing you. And notice my hips are pretty well square to the front of the mat. My shoulders are square to the front of the mat as well. And I can bend that right knee even a little bit more. Now bring the arms out to a T, palms facing down. Reach the hands apart from one another. So the arms aren't swept back. They're in opposition, 180 degrees apart. Now hinge at the hips and come halfway down so that your chest is on your right knee. Now press into that right foot. Keep the right knee bent so the right leg engages as you come back up. We'll do that a second time. Come down. Rest the chest or that right shoulder on the right knee. Keep the right knee bent and rise back up. Reach the arms up and overhead, back to warrior one. Now keep the biceps on either side of the ears, lengthen, and come all the way down this time. Bring the fingertips down to the mat. Move over to this side now. Fingertips down to the mat with that right knee bent to start. Now straighten the right leg and let your forehead come down towards the shin. Now bend the right knee, lift the head up a little bit, and then straighten the right leg. Bring the forehead down towards the shin. Do it a third time, last one on this side, and then straighten that right leg. Now pause for a moment. Walk your hands back a little bit towards your body. Now leave the left hand on the mat and reach the right hand up, stretching it high. Good. Bring the right hand back down, then bend the right knee. Step your left foot forward, forward fold. Let your head drop down. Come to a half left. Step your left foot back. Right foot's going to follow it into a plank pose. Take a breath in plank. Now either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga dandasana, upward facing dog. Nice deep back bend here. And then as you exhale, downward facing dog. Stretch it out. On an inhale, lift your left leg up. Then a 3/4 step forward with the left foot as we come to warrior one on the second side. Left knee is bent. And that right heel has spun down to the mat. Check in with the hips. And if you want to, bring your hands down to your hips and pull the right hip forward a little bit. Left hip is back just a bit. And that way I know my hips are square to the front of the mat. Left knee can bend even more. Reach up high. Now bring the arms out to a T. Come down halfway. Keep the spine long. Keep reaching the hands apart from one another. Left knee stays bent as you press in the left foot to rise back up. Reach up high. Do that a second time. Arms to a T. Come down halfway. And then slowly rise all the way back up. Reach the arms up and overhead. Now keep the biceps on either side of the ears. Keep the left knee bent for a moment. Now bring the hands down to the mat. Spine is long, so the core is engaged. Come up on fingertips. Now straighten the left leg. Press the left hip back. Pull the right hip forward. Now bring your forehead down towards your left shin or even the left ankle. Feel that big stretch on the back of the left leg. Now bend the left knee. Come back up. And then straighten the left leg. Press the left hip back. Forehead comes down towards the shin. And one more time, left knee straightens, and then press it back. Let the forehead come down towards the shin. Now we're going to leave the right hand on the mat. That left leg is still straight. Reach the left hand up and overhead. That's it. Bring the left hand down, bend the left knee. Step the left foot back so it meets the right foot into plank pose. Take a breath and let it go. Do that again, a big deep breath. Feel the strength in your whole body. One more time, big deep breath. Beautiful plank poses. And as you exhale, bring your knees to the mat. Bring the knees apart now. Toes, big toes touching. Press back to child's pose. Let your forehead rest on the mat in child's pose. 5 breaths now in child's pose. Breathing in and out. Keep it going. Just feel the breath returning back to its normal rhythm, following the flow of the breath in and out. Two more breaths. And one more. Let's rise now from child's pose. Bring the knees back so they're together. Not completely together, but a few inches apart. And then tuck your toes and lift your hips, and we'll find downward facing dog. On an inhale, reach the right leg high. Let's find our second 3-legged dog on this side. Bending that right knee, pressing into both hands. Lift that right knee up a little higher. Open the hips to the right, even more big stretch in the outside of that right hip. Now, step the right foot forward so it ends up between the hands. Leave your left hand on the mat. Reach your right hand high, coming into a lunge twist. Press that left palm down. Reach the right hand high. Observe the alignment between that right hand over the right shoulder over the left shoulder, and the left shoulder over the left hand. Now, bring your right hand down inside the right foot, and then begin to reach the left hand high, coming into a revolved lunge twist. One more breath. I'm going to need to reset the camera here. And then bring the left hand down. Spin the left heel to the mat and rise to warrior 2. Right knee is bent, right hand is reaching forward, and ground into that left pinky toe. So anchor into the pinky toe. Now upward warrior, drop the left hand down, reach the right hand high, keep pressing that right knee forward, and notice my upper body is vertical. So I'm not leaning back with my upper body. I'm reaching straight up through that right hand and pressing my pubic bone down to the mat. Now extended side angle, bring the elbow to the knee and reach with the left hand. Press in that left foot and stay anchored in that left pinky toe. So the lower body hasn't changed at all from our upward warrior to our extended side angle pose. Slowly rise back to warrior 2. Again, the lower body hasn't changed at all. Now straighten the right leg and drop the left hand down. Come to a reverse triangle pose, reaching up and back with the right hand. Pressing into the right foot this time, stretch it out. One more breath. Now the arms come out to a T. As we move towards triangle pose, reach the hands apart from one another. Press into your left foot and reach the right hand forward. Then let the right hand drop down as the left hand reaches up and overhead. Your gaze can be off to the side, but keep your head in a neutral position. So don't drop your head down like that. Keep it up. Now slowly bend your right knee and then rise to warrior 2. Now straighten the right leg, pivot on the right heel. Reach the arms up and overhead and exhale the hands to heart center. Leave them there. Hinge at the hips and fold forward. Bring the hands all the way down to the mat. Maybe the top of your head rests on the mat and the elbows bend. Maybe not. Feel that stretch. Most of you at the back of the legs. Now bring the arms out to a T. Press into the pinky toes of both feet and rise with a nice long spine. Take a breath and let it go. Now pivot on the left heel and bend the left knee, finding warrior two towards the front of the mat. Then bring the hands down on either side of the left foot, come up on the ball of the right foot, and step the left foot back to plank pose. Take a breath in plank and let it go. And do that again, a big deep breath. And let it go. One more breath in plank. Now lift your hips, downward facing dog, stretch it out. Now press the right heel down towards the mat. Your heel may not reach the mat, but it'll come closer. On an inhale, reach the left leg up and find three-legged dog, opening the hips to the left. See if you can open the hips a little bit more, bending that left knee and relaxing the left foot. Now level the hips off and then step the left foot forward so it comes between the hands. Good step throughs. Right hand stays on the mat. The left hand reaches high. This is our lunge twist. Keep pressing back on that right heel. The right leg is still nice and straight. And then bring the left hand down to the inside of the left foot and reach the right hand high, coming to our revolved lunge twist. One more breath. Now spin the right heel to the mat, leave the left knee bent, and rise warrior two. We've come to warrior two on the second side, I guess for a second time. And Jack's barking at somebody. Now upward warrior, right hand drops down, left hand reaches up. Jack, stop the barking. Press the pubic bone down as you press that left knee forward. Reach up through the left hand even more. And now find extended side angle, elbow to knee. Reach with the right hand and stretch out of that right shoulder. So this is just like TV news. So I've been watching the TV news, and most of the news people are broadcasting from their homes, and a lot of them have dogs that are barking. Keep reaching out of that right hand, stretch it out. Now rise to reverse triangle, left leg straightens, reach up and back with the left hand. Right hand comes down the back of that right leg, stretch, press into the left foot. Arms come out to a T now, reaching the hands apart from one another. Remember to press into the right foot and reach the left hand forward. Drop the left hand down as we come into triangle pose. Trikonasana is the name of this pose in Sanskrit. Reach up nice and high, spine is long. One more breath. Good work, everybody. Bend the left knee now, rise to warrior two. Take a breath. Relax the upper body. Relax your hands, your wrists. Relax the fingers. Now straighten the left leg. Pivot on the left heel so the toes on the left foot point forward. Then pivot on the right heel. Bend the right knee and find warrior two towards the front of the room. Cartwheel your hands down now on either side of the right foot and come onto the ball of the left foot. This is runner's lunge. Step the right foot back. Plank pose. Take a deep breath in plank. Then as you exhale, vinyasa, either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga dandasana, upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Hold it. One more breath in upward dog. And downward facing dog when you're ready, if you're not already there. Now bend the knees and take a hop so the feet end up between the hands. Let your head drop down. Now bend the knees. Bring the arms in front of you with the palms facing down. Bend the knees a little bit more. Now straighten the legs. Keep reaching the hands forward. Do that a second time. Bend the knees and then straighten the legs. And third time, this feels good. Let's just keep doing this. A couple more times. One more. And that's it. Knees are bent. Bring the hands to the mat. Then find a seat on your mat. Whew, wow. We've come all the way down to the mat. One thing that's really interesting about these online practices for me is I get to practice with you, which I don't normally do. Normally I'm walking around, but now I get to actually do the practice so you can see what you're doing, so you can see what I'm doing. Bend the right knee, bring the sole of the right foot to the inside of the left leg, press the left heel forward. Hopefully you can see that. Reach the arms high. Then as you exhale, fold forward over the extended left leg. Forehead comes down towards the knee. Keep the spine long. You can get a hold of the foot if you want, or the ankle. Kind of pull your upper body forward. So you're flattening it out, creating a lot of sensation in the back of the left leg. If it's too much, remember to bend the left knee. One more breath. Now reach the fingertips forward, press into the back of the left heel and come up. Reach up high. And that's it. Let it go. Just bring the hands down. And over to the second side. Right foot reaches forward now. Reach the arms up and overhead. Make sure your shoulders square to that extended right leg. And that left knee is pressing down towards the mat. It may not reach. It may be up here. That's okay. But if you can, bring it down. Now hinge at the hips and fold forward over the extended right leg. Bring the forehead down towards the shin or the knee. If it's too much sensation in the back of the right leg, remember to bend that right knee. Now reach the fingertips forward, press into the back of the right heel. Core engages, so you have lots of engagement in the abdominal muscles. Reach up high, and then exhale and let it go. Now, let's do this. Bend the right knee and bring the sole of the right foot to the left thigh. Turn this way. Keep pressing that left foot forward. Now press the sitting bones down so you feel the sitting bones reaching into the mat. Then bring your right hand behind you with the fingers pointing to the left if you can. Press that right palm into the mat. Now, hook that left elbow on the knee and then twist and look over the right shoulder. This pose is called Marichyasana. The spine is still long, and we're just creating a nice twist in the spine. Breathe in deeply. That helps you lengthen the spine, and then exhale and twist a little bit more if you like. One more breath. And let it go. Come back to center, and then let's find the other side. This time we're going to bend the left leg and bring the sole of the left foot to the outside of the right thigh. Then once we do that, we're going to bring the left hand down behind us, and the fingers on the left hand are going to point to the right. Now, bring that right elbow to the outside of the left knee, and then twist and look over your left shoulder. Breathe in deeply. Sitting bones still pressing down, spine is long, and then exhale and twist just a little bit more. One more breath. Breathe deeply. Spine gets long, and exhale. And twist, let it go. That's it. Release. Come back to center. Reach the heels away from you. Legs are straight. Reach the arms up and overhead. We're just going to fold forward over both legs. Feel that great stretch sensation in the low back, maybe the upper part of the glutes, maybe the back of the legs. Now keep your chin on your chest and round your spine, drawing the navel in as you come up. And exhale and roll down to your back. Once you're on your back, let's find happy baby pose. This pose opens up the hips really nicely. Probably the back of your legs have been opened up. We've stretched those out pretty good. Remember, the soles of the feet are reaching up towards the sky in this pose, and the hands are on the pinky toe side of the feet. Now relax the back of your shoulders so the shoulders come down. As you do that, the feet are going to come closer to your mat probably, and the knees as well. Now bring the tailbone down to the mat so the back's flattening out to a large degree. Take a deep breath and let the breath go. Release your hands now. Reach your heels to the sky. Legs up the wall pose. Bring your hands down by your side with the palms facing down. Now press the tailbone down and the sacrum down. Now point the toes, stretch the toes up towards the sky. Now pull the toes down towards your face and feel that stretch move into the back of the legs. Keep pressing the tailbone down as you do that, like you're compressing your legs. Let the feet return to a comfortable position. Then bend the knees and bring the soles of the feet to the mat. Preparing for bridge pose here. Make sure that the heels are close enough to your butt that you can brush the heels with your fingertips. And the feet are about hip width apart, knees about the same. Now press the feet into the mat and lift your hips. Tuck the shoulder blades, the back of the shoulders under the body. And then lift your hips high. You can interlace your fingers here if you like. Keep pressing the feet into the mat and pressing the knees towards one another in the pose. Breathe deeply. 2 more breaths. Breathe in deeply and let the breath go. And 1 more big deep breath. And exhale and let it go. Release the hands now and bring your tailbone down to the mat. Once you're there, pick your feet up off the mat and hug your knees into your chest. You can take opposite elbows here if you want and bring your chin towards your knees or maybe your forehead towards your knees. Breathe. Release the back of the head to the mat now. Bring the arms out to a T and flip your palms so they face down. Now bring the knees so they're right over the hips, but the feet still aren't touching the mat. And bring your knees to the right and let them land as we move into a supine twist. Your gaze will shift to the left, so you're looking towards the left hand. See if you can relax the back of both shoulders, particularly that right shoulder. Now take a deep breath in. Just start to let go. Start to surrender into the pose. 1 more deep breath. And let the breath go. Press gently into the right hand so that the knees float back to center. Then press in the left hand as the knees float to the left and land. Let the knees land there and your gaze is going to shift to the right. Notice that your breath is settling, softening. Now take a deep breath in. Just let it go. Do that again, a big, deep breath. And let it go. Let your knees float back to center now. Then straighten your legs. Let's find Shavasana. I know you're at home and I can't see you. And you may have an inclination to sort of dart out, skipping Shavasana so that you can start working on dinner or maybe start eating dinner with your family. But let me invite you to really experience Shavasana today. We had a nice, vigorous practice, lots of effort. We need to respond to that effort with ease. And that's what Shavasana brings us. So let your eyes close down and bring your awareness to your breath. Begin to notice how soft your breath has become, how gentle. Notice how your body feels. Notice perhaps any areas where you felt tension previously. Now, not so much. The effort is a great way to begin to release tension, but it's completed with Shavasana, where we can notice any residual tension remaining anywhere in the body, including the jaw or the forehead or the cheeks. And through awareness of the breath, we can let all that tension go. We can begin to achieve a really powerful release, a surrendering to the power of not doing anything at all. The power of just resting in awareness. Stay with it for a bit longer. Letting your breath soften more and more with each cycle. Let's find 2 more breaths. Just letting the body breathe. So don't take over breathing. Let your body do it on its own. Just observe it. Just notice. Now remain in Shavasana. And we're going to practice mental alternate nostril breathing. So the hands stay by your side. And begin to bring awareness to the breath flowing in and out of both nostrils equally. Feel the breath flow in and flow out. Equal breath in both nostrils. One more time. Breathing in through both nostrils. And exhaling both nostrils. Now inhale from the left nostril only. Feel the breath coming right between the eyebrows. And then exhale from eyebrow center down and to the right side, out the right nostril. Now inhale from that spot on the right side, bringing the breath to eyebrow center, and then exhale down and to the left through the left nostril. That's one cycle. Let's do that again. Inhale from the left and out to the right. And inhale from the right and out to the left. One more cycle. Inhaling from the left, feel the breath rise to eyebrow center, and exhale down and out to the right through the right nostril. Now inhale from the right, and exhale to the left. Inhale through both nostrils equally now. And exhale through both. Now a big inhale through both nostrils. This time open your mouth and exhale through an open mouth. Bend your knees now. Once your knees are bent, roll to your side. Pause for a moment on your side. Feel free to cradle your head in your arm if you like. With our practice almost complete, keep the eyes closed. Bring yourself to a seat. Once you're seated, find your hands coming together with the palms touching, the fingertips touching, and bring the hands to heart center. Breathe in deeply. And let it go. Do it one more time. A deep breath in. And let it go. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. I offer you, as I always do, and now as much as ever, loving kindness. May you be happy and well, and may you be safe. May you be peaceful, and may you be at ease. Namaste.